when I look down and I see myself like this, if in that moment there's a thought in my mind of judgment or frustration or a desire or fear, it's this immediate reminder of, oh wait, you're a sannyasi. Get a hold of yourself. And then you just anchor back in, or you'll be walking down the road, maybe your mind in 100 places. Then you just catch a glimpse in, a store window or whatever you're walking by. And you realize, oh wait. And I've noticed I just immediately, anytime I catch a reflection, I just immediately find myself slowing down, re-anchoring with being present in that moment. Am I feeling the bottom of my feet on the earth? Am I being sure that I'm smiling either with my lips or with my heart to those around me? It frequently happens walking through airports. You get off a plane and inevitably as you're walking there's the whole sort of glass that when it's nighttime you see the reflection. Daytime you see outside, but if you're getting off a plane in the dark or onto a plane in the dark, you see your reflection. And those tend to be times when my mind is always going, traveling, there's so much to do. And you just catch a glimpse and it's, oh wait, I'm not this story, I'm not wherever I'm going, whatever I think I'm going to do, I'm not the story. I'm not that. I'm this. And it just brings this moment of re-recognition, re-remembrance. There's always an exhalation, there's always a dropping down into just a remembering of the self. So, would I be a sannyasi in jeans and a t-shirt? Of course. But as this human being, unfolding spiritually, when I put on a sari, especially a saffron sari, it fills my mind much more with the sense of identity, in alignment with my values, my priorities, my goals, than if I found myself admiring my profile in a pair of jeans and a tight t-shirt and a full-length mirror. And I found that on this path, every bit of help you can give yourself is really beneficial. I mean, yeah, obviously, all of us, we could be in shorts and t-shirts. Why not? We could be naked. Why not? Assuming that we didn't have minds that were constantly causing us difficulty, that we didn't have psyches that already had impressions that pulled us out of our spiritual path. But with minds, with psyches, with sanskaras, I've found basically any help that I can get to constantly remember who on a spiritual level and a human level is assistance I'm most grateful for. Does anyone else have a question? Yes. You need a mic. There you go.
I am from Brazil, and right now we have this big problem with you're talking about spiritual and not wearing clothes, and my mind went to the Yanomami people. And the
Can
Yanomami
you
is
repeat that? Just begin again. It's what enables those joining us online to hear what you're asking.
okay. I'm from Brazil, and as you speak about being spiritual and wearing clothes or no clothes, my mind went to the Yanomami people. They're a tribe in the Amazon, and they wear no clothes, and they do spiritual things, and they're very nice, very powerful. And right now, there's this big problem. There, all these people looking for gold, and they're destroying the forest and killing and like raping the girls, and it's terrible. And I've been thinking on my mind, like, what can we do about it? How can we help these people? Because until 1990, they didn't have any contact with humans. And then the humans start going there, and now it's really terrible. And unfortunately, our government is not doing anything. So I was like, since you help all these people and you have all these organizations, I was wondering, like, how can I be able to help them? Like, how do I start, like, looking forward?
So she asked about helping this beautiful, powerful spiritual tribe in the Amazon who don't wear clothes and who have spent probably thousands, at least many hundreds, but probably thousands of years without any contact with others up until just the last couple of decades. And now, of course, with people going in, looking for gold, looking for oil. They're being raped, they're being killed, they're being harmed. And what we can do? Well, there's two levels of help. One is the specific, and the other is the global. On the global level, this is where spiritual work is so critical, because what you're speaking about, that which is happening to that particular tribe and that particular area of Brazil is a particular country, I would imagine is happening on not exact levels, but similar levels. Maybe the tribes aren't all naked. Maybe it hasn't been since exactly 1990 that they've only had contact. But in terms of vulnerable, simple, innocent, spiritual, indigenous people, tribal people, being harmed by those with greed, this is happening all over the planet. And so on a global level, this is why spirituality is so important, because as long as money and power are the only two currencies that matter, we're just going to keep raping everyone and everything in our path. And whether it's a woman or a girl or a boy or an animal or a tree or Mother Nature or a river, that same greed, that same othering, that same objectification that enables people to walk into this tribe and see naked women and girls as objects is the same impulse that enables them to see pristine forests as objects and to rape them. Not necessarily with their, private parts, but maybe with an axe. Maybe with a bulldozer. it's the same thing. It is an abuse rooted in objectification, rooted in this idea that that which is before me is an object for me to use and abuse and discard however I would like. And this is where I really think spirituality is our only savior. Because only when people themselves realize that they're actually not here just to accumulate money and power, that they're actually here as spiritual beings, and that they're going to have to keep coming back and doing this until they get it right, and that they are the ones in whose garden of life the fruits of the seeds that they plant as karma are going to bear fruit. Until they realize that, people are going to keep living like this. But that's also why, in the meantime that we don't have a full spiritual evolution, revolution, shift in consciousness, in the meantime, this is why we need really strict laws. And in a situation where, as you say, the government isn't doing anything, we're in a lose-lose situation. And the only thing I can think of is for non-government organizations, of which, by God's grace, there are a lot. There are a lot working and dedicated in the Amazon, thankfully, or we probably would have lost the entire thing by now. And for them, whether they are faith-based organizations or secular-based organizations, but organizations who see humans as sacred, whether they identify as a religious organization or not, faith-based organization or not, as long as we see humans as sacred, Mother Earth as sacred, nature as sacred, well, then we do whatever is necessary to protect it. I mean, if we had any footing in Brazil, I'd say we'll go in and protect them. Right? I mean, we put the ashram on a plane and we'll go and set up camp and, set up barriers there, right? I'm not sure that that's necessarily the most pragmatically feasible solution. I would really hope that there are organizations who are already working there who, with our impact and our influence, we could highlight to others and get others to support those organizations financially, with their bodies, with their resources, who are already on the ground, rather than flying in a few hundred people who don't speak Portuguese, don't know Brazil, to set up, a human barrier around the tribe, only to find ourselves in Brazilian prisons. But thankfully, I would hope that there are a lot of organizations on the ground, and I would really be open to figuring out ways that all of us together could support those organizations in Brazil, all over the world. I mean, this is the work that needs to be done, is to protect and to preserve the creation in human form, in animal form, and all of our biodiversity. This is what we get people to pledge for every single night on the banks of Ganga. And when we say that we will do whatever we can, well, it doesn't just mean I will personally not rape anyone, or I will personally not cut down a tree. or I will personally not dump my trash into Ganga. It also means that in whatever way I have, as we say, tan se, man se, dan se, means with my body, with my energy, with my skills, with my mind, with my resources, financial resources, other resources, that I will do whatever I can to protect and to preserve and to serve the creation. That's the pledge. And so by God's grace, hopefully, everyone who actually raises their hands and on the banks of Ganga with the yagna as Sakshi, with Ganga as Sakshi, with Pujya Swamiji and the saints as Sakshi, as the witnesses, that people actually fulfill that sankalp. I would hate to think of the karmic repercussions of taking an official vow on the banks of Ganga and then ignoring it. So maybe we can work on doing something to direct some energy in that direction. Let's talk about it. Beautiful. Have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your evening. A beautiful day to all of our family joining us online from all over the world. And so much love to all of you.